So how did we get started? It was in 2019. Supervisor Jim Desmond had reached out as part of his revitalization efforts in Valley Center and wanted Valley Center to establish an emergency evacuation subcommittee through the Valley Center Community Planning Group. I thought it was important that to have the subcommittee have the seats be filled by the professionals that do this. So I contacted our fire chief, our sheriff, and our CHP. And Jim Corder of the Greater Valley Center Fire Safe Council saw the calendar item in the local newspaper and he showed up. So I had established the Valley Center professionals of fire, sheriff, CHP, and wildfire to form the foundation of the subcommittee for the Valley Center emergency evacuation. From there, we moved forward with community members as participants of the subcommittee as well. And from 2019 forward, we have just been moving along every month. The Valley Center is growing exponentially. We have approximately 700 homes being built in the South Village, and we're anticipating approximately another 500 to 700 in the North Village within the next 5 to 10 years. The goals are to establish additional evacuation routes, and in 2 years, we have been successful in identifying 5 additional tertiary and secondary evacuation routes. We have been working with the county to improve identified roads so that they are graded and they are made passable by small cars as well as a 4-wheel drive and an SUV. In the past 2 years, we have made tremendous strides from identifying areas and blocks to working with our allied agencies around us. It's not just the Valley Center Fire Protection District, but it's also Deer Springs. It's also our tribal partners and our sheriff and our CHP, and working with the schools and the Red Cross. One of the things that we have done with the Red Cross is we've established temporary evacuation sites, and we have items already in a cache. In the event of an evacuation, we don't have to scramble looking for the items that we need, whether they're cones or vests or communication items. And it's also important to work with CAL FIRE and with our neighboring agencies, have the communication plans for evacuation consistent and smooth. So one of the new technologies that we're using is the QR code, which is where you can scan with a smartphone and it'll tell you the evacuation route you should be taking for your area for that specific event. One of the questions we get asked a lot is, why don't we have these evacuation routes published? Because this is not an exact science. Fires will change at a moment's notice. And we don't want to advertise, for this community, this is your evacuation route, because it may not be. It may be for some, but a different evacuation route may be for others. SDG&E put on a Ready, Set, Go drive-through COVID-safe event at Bates Nut Farm in Valley Center in conjunction with the Valley Center Fire Protection District and the Greater Valley Center Fire Safe Council.
Hi, I'm Jim Corder. I'm from the Greater Valley Center Fire Safe Council. We're here at Bates Nut Farm for a drive-through wildfire informational symposium. And the whole goal of what we're doing here is to get the information on wildfire preparedness out to the community. And behind me are a number of booths of organizations that do work in wildfire preparedness for San Diego County.
That was a tremendous event. We had over 300 cars driving through there, and SDG&E provided backpacks with over $300 worth of emergency items.
This is a starter kit for an emergency plan, but it's got some really good items in there. One of them is a solar-powered phone charger. So you can put the battery out, charge it up, and it'll keep your phone charged.
Wow.
And then also same with a light bulb.
It's important for people to understand that evacuation is not just from fire. We have a dam right here off of Bettsworth. In the event of flood, we have to evacuate people downstream from that danger as well. We have Lake Henshaw that should something happen there is a tremendous amount of devastation that would take place. That would take out 3 evacuation routes right there. It's really important that people understand that evacuation is not just from fire. It's from any other natural disaster, including fire, earthquake, and flooding. So the most important thing of the Emergency Evacuation Subcommittee is to establish additional evacuation routes out of Valley Center. It's exciting to see the collaboration of all of these professionals working together for the sake and the benefit of our communities to keep our homes safe, keep our property safe, keep our families safe, keep our pets safe. So don't be caught off guard. It's happened in Valley Center in the past. We have to be ready should it happen again. So don't be scared, be prepared, and don't be caught off guard.